Kingdom truth number 5. Have you ever known someone that seemed to get a hold of the Word of God and they were so excited, they were on fire, and just about as soon as they seemed to get on fire, it seemed they fell away? Well, here is where that is explained by Jesus in Mark 4. We've all experienced it probably in some area of our life, but this is very clear. He's talking about the stony ground. This is the parable of the seed and the sower, and I've been explaining it for the last few kingdom truths. But we know the seed is never the variable. It is always incorruptible. It always has potential to produce kingdom fruit. So here he talks about the stony soil, and in verse 5, this is what he says. And some, talking about seed, fell on the stony ground where it had not much earth, and immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away. So we have soil that's pretty shallow. Obviously, when that seed starts growing, what's going to happen? It's going to come right through the ground. We look at that down at verse 16 and 17, Jesus explains what this parable means. And here's what he says. These are those that are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately they receive it with gladness. So they're excited. Some say it says joy in other versions. And they have no root in themselves, and so they endure only for a time. And afterward, when affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. Let's break this down really quickly. Basically, what you've got is you have someone who has received the word of God, and when that seed fell onto their soil, it basically gets in really not very deep. And just like a seed that's just under the surface, yes, it will grow. The problem is it's not building any root system below. If I plant a seed way farther, it may take a while to come through the soil, but it's going to be building a root system. Here he's saying, because there are no roots, as soon as it gets up, the sun is hitting it. Is sun typically a good thing for a plant? Obviously. However, one that doesn't have a root system, it will just burn up and die. Here he's saying that we have got to spend time building our root system. Sometimes we go out and we get a word that we're so super excited about, that we've heard a preacher preach or we've heard somebody teach on one of these podcasts, and we get so excited about it, but yet we ourselves have never spent time with that word. We need a revelation. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And when you get a hold of it, it becomes your word. And nobody can shake you off of that because it has roots. Today, I just encourage you, get into the word. Let your root system have time to grow in that word. And what will happen is you will be able to walk when the enemy does come at you with persecution and affliction, not because God is putting something on you. He very clearly says it comes for the word's sake. Who comes to steal that word immediately? He told us earlier in this parable. The enemy comes to steal that word because he knows what it can do for you. Today, if you want to get more kingdom truth, I just encourage you, follow us at Divine Line Media, and we'll continue to grow together.